Welcome back. If it's your first time on the channel, my name is Ryan. I'm a full-time reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Depop. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about having someone help you out. So basically having an employee. For those of you who've been following my journey, I hired my nephew to kind of help me out. I pay him an hourly wage. We first started by him going to the Goodwill bins because it's close to his house and he doesn't have a vehicle. So he just rides his bicycle there and then I take him home. He would do that, but then I realized, man, fuel costs were just eating me alive, having to go out there, sometimes not for very good stuff. So there were times he would pick up great items. And I will say this whole video is going to be about just any time you are hiring help, there is going to be a learning curve when you are teaching someone. And I gotta say, if you are not the best teacher, or if they're not motivated, or if maybe the quality is not there for them to have the opportunity to do good. So I hired my nephew. He was at the Goodwill bins. He would go there usually about 3 days. It was basically 5 days, and that was getting at me a lot because having to go all the way downtown from where I'm at is roughly around 25 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on traffic and time. And it was just eating into a lot of time. I just going from where I was at all the way downtown and having to get mentally prepared to go get him and meet up with him, then go through the basket that he picked up, then have to take him home, then come back, lay everything out so it doesn't get wrinkled, or wash it, depending if it needs washed. You'd be surprised how many brand new clothes, but sometimes even brand new clothes need to be washed because they are smelly. And then maybe it's not worth it, but maybe the brand's worth it. The Goodwill bins around me is still kind of a poor quality, I would say. It doesn't have the best quality. Don't get me wrong, I have found some great pieces there. I think some great items, and I'm pretty happy with them. But after a while, I realized fuel costs were just kind of like too much for me. I think I just had to switch something up. So then I went from his 5 days down to 3 days. That worked for a little bit, but then I realized I was just going there and still only getting a few items. And he was just getting so much stuff, and it was just, I would have to sort through it and only really realistically get maybe a quarter of the stuff. So sometimes I would just get stuff so I can make weight, because it's really weird. 17 pounds and 26 pounds almost pays about the same. So my Goodwill bins it's $1.99 for clothing, a pound under 10 pounds, and then from 11 pounds to 25 pounds it's $1.79 a pound. But if you can get 26 pounds, it's $1.19 a pound, which is kind of ideal. You know, you want to get that 26 pounds, so it's a lot cheaper, but you also just don't want a bunch of junk. And it's hard. You don't really want, because those are going to be a lot of items that are going to sit a while. And also, I just don't know if my Goodwill bins has the same opportunity as some places I see. Don't get me wrong, I have found Lululemon, I have found Fall Raven, I have found a Detroit Carhartt jacket before. So there are gyms here and there, but for the most part, I've had him there all day and literally put every single item back. I've had him working about 2 months, and maybe a little under the 2-month mark, and we went over brands, over brands, over brands. Mainly, I went over what brands not to pick up, showing him the quality. I've sent him links to other resellers. I've sent him like Tech and Sports and the Resell Brothers, not Perry Tornado because he's kind of an everything seller, not Justin Resells because he's an everything seller, but other like clothing sellers of what kind of keep an eye out for, or, you know, tell him about uniqueness. And for him, it's just, I feel like he skips over a lot of things. He'll he'll still get Foundry. And I told him, don't get Foundry is something we don't pick up. He'll pick up Dickies. I'm like, we don't pick up Dickies. And there's just so many other brands, and he'll still grab them. And I'm just like, we don't pick this up. And there's brands, I'll go through the bins when I first get there, and he's been there all day, and I'll at least find sometimes 3 items. I'm like, dude, this, like, so I don't know. And like I said, it's been 2 months, and this is kind of a video of I really gotta think about what's best for business. And I hate to even kind of make a video about this, but this is a vlog, and this is the reality of business. And I guess what sucks is you have family work for you or help you out, and you want them to have the same drive or, I don't know, work ethic as you, or passion. And this, obviously, this is your passion, not their passion. So you got to keep that in mind. So then I was like, well, I really wanted him as a photographer, because him picking clothes just was not working out. I don't know if it was him or just the quality at the Goodwill bin. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'll have you stay the night at my house. That's my nephew. So I'll have you stay the night, 2 nights, and you can kind of help me out at the warehouse. So I had him do that. I think we're on like the 3rd week or something, which I know is not that long. And I've had him help take pictures before. And the first week or so, he did really good, and I liked it. But then some of the times I have to redo things. And one of the times I thought he was doing good, I had a message from someone like, you know, this button was missing, or this was missing, or, you know, he would forget to take important measurements. He would forget like pit to pit or the length. So now I'm having to go back and redo those. Or if he's missing flaws and I knew there was a flaw in that, I'm like, you're not really even looking over the items again. And yes, you're taking photos, but I need you kind of quality to look through it. Last week, I even showed him on a shirt, like, hey, there's this little stain, so don't forget to point that out. What did he do? He forgot to point it out. So it's just creating more work for me. It's not necessarily the hourly I'm paying him. It's the money I'm spending for me to have to go and take care of whatever it is. Just over this weekend alone, I had 4 messages about items because they were forgotten by him. And it is on me too, because I went ahead and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and list it, because I wanted to meet my minimum listing goal, and I wasn't at the warehouse. Not having everything at my house anymore does make it a little bit more difficult, I feel now, because now I have travel. And I don't get me wrong, I like the warehouse. I really do. There's a lot of benefits to it, but if I ever got an opportunity to just build a shop on my side of my house, I probably would do that, because having it so close to you, but yet you can still separate work and home, I think is ideal. I think at a certain point you can work out of your house, but at some point of it, you really need to separate it, whether it's like a little shop in the backyard or even just working out of a shed. But I just feel like if you can separate your work from home, it'd be great. I know some people separate it in a way of their garage. Well, I have like a 2.5 car garage, and my wife is not giving that up. I will say that. And I don't blame her. So with this, I'm at a crossroads right now, and I've talked to ChatGPT, I've talked to my dad, I've talked to other people about this issue of like, what do I do? It's costing me money, him just being at the Goodwill bins, not getting good stuff. It's costing me money, him taking pictures and me having to redo them. And ultimately, I've heard multiple suggestions of like, well, you know, training, Are you training him for this? Maybe you need a step-by-step guide for him that's just posted. And I'm like, yeah, that is an idea, something I could do. I've already talked to him in advance about items, and I've also already talked to him in advance about, like, hey, here's a flaw, don't forget to point that out. Hey, don't forget to every so often go back and look at your pictures to see what you missed. And I don't think he's doing that. Also, I know it's just something small, but like, his feet are in the picture. I don't want feet in the picture. I'm having to go back and edit the pictures that he's taken because there's feet in the picture. And I'm like, none of my pictures will ever have feet in the pictures. So I'm like, it's so frustrating that I'm having to go back and fix this stuff. And so whether he's at the bins and I'm having to go and put back 3/4 of a basket, or him taking pictures and I'm having to go back and take tag measurements or material or inseam or pictures like that, or details, or even him, I know this might sound bad, but him bagging it wrong. When I bag something, I want it bagged perfectly folded in a clear poly bag, where when that person opens the solid color poly bag, they see the clear poly bag and a nice folded item. Where they take it out, it looks like it could have just laid right on at the store. And that's what I want. I want quality. Quality is the name of the game for me. And I just got a review on Poshmark, and they said like the button was missing on the back pocket. Luckily, they left me a positive review, but what if that guy was having a bad day and said, you know, item not described? They can open an item not described because it wasn't meeting the description. So now it's affecting my reputation, possibly, for if I send something out and it is flawed because he missed it, because he's taking just the pictures. Yes, I'm buying it, hopefully grabbing the flaws out of the way in advance. But a lot of times I catch some flaws when I'm taking pictures. And when someone else is doing that, now I'm not getting that opportunity, and I'm relying on them. And if they're not doing it, now it's poor quality control all the way around. So I think I've ultimately come to a decision with it of what I want to do. So I guess just stay posted. Let me know your thoughts. If you have an employee like this, even if it's family, what are you going to do? Are you building something for them to help them out? Are you getting rid of them? Are you just let me know. Are you trying to find something else for them to do? And if so, what do you think that they could possibly do? I would love to hear you guys' input on this, because I will say going from yourself to having an employee can be extremely hard, especially when they're not meeting your expectations. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you could, comment below. Please let me know what you would do in this situation. I would love to hear from you, because I definitely need to make a decision soon to figure out the best way my business needs to go. Please subscribe if you want to catch more content like this. We will see you guys next time. Bye.